Hi guys, and welcome to today's review. Today we're going to be talking about Body Count's brand new album, Bloodlust. Right, so for those of you who don't know Body Count, it's made up of Ice-T and a couple of his friends, Ernie C and all sorts of stuff, and they play metal. So these are, like hip-hop guys, rappers who play metal, who, for me, I wasn't really too keen, I'm not gonna lie. And obviously I've heard the classic song Cop Killer and, all the controversy surrounding that. And then I remember watching the single for No Lives Matter. And the opening section of that song has a speech by Ice-T. And it's incredibly profound, especially because he's essentially saying, yeah, okay, fine, you're saying in this instance Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, but that's all bullshit. That doesn't make any sense. Essentially what you're saying is that no lives matter, when actually it doesn't matter whether what race you are. It's the divide between rich and poor. That's what's going to screw you over. And that's kind of the overall kind of tone of Bloodlust. There's another song which is the album opener, Civil War, which is no doubt directed at the current stage that America is in particular, with the kind of angst against the cops. Even President Trump, people are not happy, and it's fantastic because he's actually realizing this, and he's saying, guys, you need to wake up, this is happening and it's going to be on your front door, now. Even the final track, Black Hoodie, is about a guy. I mean, it describes one particular occasion, but I'm sure it's happened many more times. It's about a dude who was just wearing a black hoodie. He was hanging out with his friends, and then afterwards he started running for some reason, and then all of a sudden people heard shots and he was dead. And that sounds all too familiar, particularly at the moment, especially because I've been watching The People versus O.J. Simpson as well. So I think it's quite funny actually, especially because it happened such a long time ago, and now everything's history's repeating itself somewhat. But the album also features some wicked guest spots with Dave Mustaine on Civil War, who I think does a solo. Randy Bly is in Walk With Me, which is kind of like an autobiographical thing of when Ice-T kind of pens his lyrics, I think. And then there's a cover of Rain in Blood and Postmortem, which is awesome, and it's got this big kind of sound, which is fantastic. What else is there? It was produced by Will Putney, who is pretty cool, so he's made the album kind of sound really big when it needs to be. And I think probably the best thing about the album is the actual songwriting itself. The lyrics are so slick, and they go in with really simple dynamics. The band might be playing a riff where it's like bum, 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 and it'll change ever so slightly. It might be a drum beat, it might be the adding of a kind of harmonic or something like that, or it's sometimes even like a gunshot, an actual gunshot. And it's just brilliant, man. It's such a good album. And they reference, you can tell that they know what they're doing. I mean, they reference Sabbath, Suicidal Tendencies, and Slayer as some of his biggest inspirations when he was growing up. So I mean, Ice-T, Body Count, well done. I didn't think I was gonna like this album, and I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and it's got a point. He makes people realize that things are wrong. You need to do something. You need to figure something out, and take action. I mean, some of them are a bit extreme, like the Ski Mask Way, which is about robbing rich people, but it's got some awesome bits where he's like, I'm not as gangster. I'm not gangster at all, really. So that probably just looked really shit. But it's an absolutely wicked album, and it works from so many different levels all over the spectrum. And I really, really urge you to listen to it. Anyway, if you have liked what I've been chatting about, then please give us a like and give us a subscribe, and I will probably see you on the next one.